morning, afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. It's Friday and it's 61 days. This is going to be the end of part 1 of coconut oils. It's pretty short and there's still loads of stuff on it. It's all technical. Part 2 will be next week, and then we'll carry on from there. I'll probably have a little rant or something when it's 64, my age. Right, for decades coconut oil has been got at by the Soy Association and by the edible oil companies because they'll lose money. But recently there's been patents for the use of lauric oils, medium chain fatty acids and derivatives such as monolaurin. If you remember, monolaurin is the holy grail of coconut. Now, coconut cream, as I said the other day, inactivates the measles virus, but you've got to have a certain amount in your system to do it. You can't make monolaurin unless you get lauric acid. You can't get lauric acid normally unless you eat coconuts, i.e. coconut milk. So drink plenty of coconut milk or medium chain triglycerides. You only need a teaspoon a day. There ain't no taste to it. You can mix it with juice, anything, and that activates a lot of stuff. Anyway, we'll carry on. Now, kernel oils and disease treatment, that's in 89. It requires lauric acid as a primary fatty acid source. With lauric acid comprises up to 80% of the fat in the diet using naturally occurring kernel oils. Patents were issued in 91 and 95 by the group of researchers whose work have been reviewed above. The first invention, Isaacs in 91, was directed to antiviral and antibacterial activity of both fatty acid and monoglycerides, primarily against envelope viruses. The claims are for a method of killing envelope viruses in the host human, where the envelope viruses are AIDS viruses or herpes, and the compounds added from a group of fatty acids having 6 to 14 carbon atoms and monoglycerides. Guess what were fatty acids? Saturated fatty acids, not trans fatty acid. It is in margarine, regardless of the hype, whether it's Asda's Finest or your top end olive oil. Margarine is the same. So basically coconut oil is starting to, or is started, that's in the 90s, late 90s, to get rid of all the bad hype that companies losing money would have had. And it'll get its former place back. The extraction of oil from fresh coconut has been reported in the past decade, and the impression is it's being considered a desirable source of minimally processed oil with good characteristics for the natural foods market. Now that's coming up more and more. You can get coconut oil that is packaged just for skin use, which means you can't eat it externally. It just soaks in and sorts out what it's there for. Right, there's loads of this. Right, here's the last bit, but one. The immune system is complex and has a lot of feedback mechanisms to protect it, but the wrong fat and oils can compromise all the mechanisms, and they're fairly important. The data from several studies show the helpful effects of coconut fat. Additionally, there are anecdotal reports that the consumption of coconut is beneficial for individuals with chronic fatigue and immune dysfunction syndrome. I should drink more water. Dry as you like. So all the best now, even the conclusion. These are just repeating everything. Now, lauric oil is one of the better oils in it, but you guarantee that a few of the others are just as good, but haven't been brought to the fore yet. It's been impossible to duplicate from desiccated oil. Markets for desiccated oil, desiccated coconut have continued. Now, in Europe and Asia, desiccated coconut has found a market. Now, I don't think it's found one in America yet, but it probably will become an indispensable product in the natural foods industry. Cream coconut, which is desiccated coconut, very finely ground, could be used as a nut butter. Yeah, coconut flavoured butter, I could live with that. And that's basically it. But a lot of re-education's needed, because there's thousands, last count, according to the notes, there's 80,000 nurses spouting the benefits of trans fatty acids, i.e. margarine, opposed to saturated fatty acids. Now that's not just in America, that's probably over here as well. And the way they're doing it is they're told what to do, and they do it. So unsaturated fats, like trans, are not good. Saturated are good. End of today. There's about 7 pages of it, all with lab reports, as usual. I'll put the notes on the website when it's up and running, and you can glance through them as a starting point. Don't take everything you hear or see, especially on television, as gospel. Okay, that's it. And tomorrow I might have a little rant and then carry on with part 2 on Sunday. Another few parts on coconut oil. Okay, have a good one today. Let's have one last look with the sun. Yeah, it's coming out. See y'all. Bye.